I ate like a big chunk of caramel. I ate 2 of them. I might eat more later. Yeah, no, but like you eating healthy, yeah, I do. If it doesn't have sugar in it, I probably just won't eat it, and then we just don't eat food. You know, yeah. Okay, so now let's focus. We're gonna talk about being a sub. I'm not a sub, obviously. But I might be willing to, obviously, if I really like got to know them and trust them. But they wouldn't be 100% a dominant. We learned from the whole mistress thing, and I never really even thought about being a sub before that, and really wasn't willing to. And I was only saying yes to any of it in the first place because I was like, oh, like in books and stuff, they're talking about, oh, how to be a good sub and not to like abuse your partner and everything. You should experience being a sub and everything first. But really, I just wanted a friend, and I was like, oh, you seem to have experience, so can you tell me a little bit about it? Can you tell me your experience? Can you answer some of my questions? Can we be friends? Yeah, no. Apparently not what they were looking for. Yeah, no. It was not great. Let's look at my cat shirt. Wait, my face is really ugly, so maybe we should just only look at my cat shirt. Thoughts. Okay, oh my god. This stupid ass advertisement. They're talking about unaccompanied children across the border and how people should be foster parents for young children immigrants. A refugee, that's what they say. But I was like, I don't know why they act like it's such a big deal. I was like, how is that any different than children in the system and that need foster care? I get foster parents and everything like that. You're like, oh yeah, they're separated from their family at a young age. Wow. I don't know why. I was like, yeah. Sorry, these advertisements are freaking me out, and the only thing I can think about, like normal. Fuck, we're supposed to look at our shirt. Just stare at my shirt. Yeah. Does this work? I can't figure this out. Okay, yeah. I really like it. Funny, inappropriate jog. He's the king, he's a cat, so he's the king of cats. Cats are pussy is that thing, you know. Put those together. See? I don't know how else it's gonna work. Okay, we're gonna stare at our shirt. I need a crown. This beautiful chain. I think it's really pretty. Yeah. I don't know if I'm covering up the sound part or not, so I'm just gonna be flipped out this entire time. This is great. Stare at my sunglasses, cat. Okay, so yeah, for subs and everything like that, I was thinking I could maybe be, and I thought for a little bit I was a brat, but then I was like, I don't think so, because that doesn't really make sense, like, because even, like, the whole brat thing, I was like, no, that just means, like, I'll say no if I'm given a choice, because I was never given choices as a child. You always had to do things, and you're always being controlled, so I was like, oh, I have a choice now, so I'm not going to do what you tell me to. But, like, if I care about you, and I like you, and I want to help you, then I'll do it, but I just have to say no first. But I'll probably still do it. And I was like, I think brats are something different. They're a little bit similar to that, but they're something else. I had the wrong idea about that. And then I was just figuring out that, and then I was like, I can't be punished because I was like, I'm terrified of physical contact. And I was like, you can't. I was like, you walk towards me and I don't see your hands, and your hands like move upwards whatsoever. I'm going to flinch away and believe you're going to hit me. So, yeah, no physical punishments whatsoever. And then, like, and I was like, maybe, like, you call me something bad, like degradation as a punishment, but I was like, I'm not ready for that right now. Not healthy mentally, where I won't go into a negative spiral being like, oh, I'm a piece of shit because you called me a nasty name. You know? Yeah. And I was like, I would only need, like, a switch or whatever, and they would only have to be dominant in rare occasions. It's only because, like, I wasn't willingly give up control for the most part. It's just what happened because I was like, I can't control the situation, I can't control my body. And there's just nothing I can do in the situation. And it'd be nice if someone I trusted and I cared about and I loved was in control. And I'd be like, oh, okay. Someone's controlling the situation, because I can't. Oh, yeah. But the whole reason, like, I would want to sub and everything is all because, and, like, oh, and I really understand pet play, and I get into that mindset a little bit. And I think I'm more of a pet because I was thinking about it because I made that video. I was like, oh, I kind of act like a cat. And then I thought about it more and more and more. And then I was like, yeah, because cats don't want you to fucking touch them. And, like, people's, like, affection towards cats is, like, so much better than how my parents treated me. I was like, you're treating a pet so much better than humans. Like, and I was like, you don't even have to, like, clothe me or take me on walks or, like, take care of my poop or anything like that. You just gotta make sure that I drink some water and food, and then I was like, I can contribute it with money and stuff because I'll have a job. But then you can, like, maybe pet me, but for the most part, I was like, you don't approach me, I'll approach you. And for the most part, I would, like, need a sub if I was any intimate with someone whatsoever. Because I need to know... Damn, my brain's doing things. Saying shit like normal, you know. Even though we slept all day, so you're not, like, tired. You're like, oh, you're just tired, so you're seeing things. And I'm like, nope, that's not it. Okay, do. I see stuff all the time. That's normal. Crap, no, that's not what we're talking about. Okay, no. But yeah. I also kind of just think it's, like, hot or whatever. I was like, collars are hot, and, like, ears are cute, and a tail. And so I also, like, really like Nikos, and it's not furries. I was gonna make another video, but I'm not entirely sure. Just use it in. Because, like, furries, they'll wear, like, a whole onesie, and, like, yeah, some people will get, like, close to that or whatever. But then they also, like, no, they're not animals. And they don't want to fully become animals and act the same as animals. They'll just want to act similar to animals, like, maybe for, like, my situation. But people who are more hardcore, they'll, like, eat off the floor, like, out of a bowl or whatever. And they'll, like, maybe sleep in a cage, but obviously it would be comfortable to have pillows and a nice cushion and stuff like that. Like those really fancy pet beds, you know, that they buy for dogs and stuff like that. Yeah. It's that type of deal. And then they just might want to crawl around and have a leash on. And I would never want to do anything, and I don't get, like, the whole doing it in public thing. But it would definitely not be hardcore. Plus, like, they might, like, wear close to, like, a full onesie, or, like, an actual, like a harness, or, like, a bit, or, like, the whole, like, mask that has, like, the shape of a dog, or a horse, or something like that. And I was like, no, just ears, collar, and maybe a tail, like, and then, oh, maybe paws at most, you know? I'm really, yeah, no, it's more just a headspace, and it's more just acting like one, and I was like, you don't have to crawl on the floor, you're definitely not eating off the floor, drinking off the floor, or not being allowed on furniture, or not walking by yourself normally, or anything like that. I was like, so it'd be a lot more like the Nico idea, or like werewolves, because I was like, you're in your human form, so you act perfectly normal, you just have a little bit of ears or in tail, and so you act a little bit like a dog or whatever, a little bit like a cat. Like, you might just, like, purr and make a little bit of animal noises, and you might be like, oh, dogs are, like, really loyal, and they have, like, energetic, and they want to play a lot, so you take that characteristics, as your normal stuff. Yeah. And you just really don't want to, you just want to relax and get out of your own head and stop worrying about things, and focus on something else and just have fun. Yeah. And then, but, like, just for, like, a sub, I would definitely need one, or someone who at least sub, because I need to, at all times, not in anything and everything, I need certain space from you. I need to know where the exits are at all times. I need to know I can take you out if I need to, and I can escape, I can fight you, so I can be safe. I need to know where the exit is. I can see your hands at all times, so I can see if you're going to try and hit me. I have enough space so I can easily flee and get away from you. You can't grab me. Yeah. So I was having an exit plan, escape plan. I was having my eyes on them and being like, yeah. Oh, and then, like, the whole looking people in the eyes thing. I was like, I didn't do that. I was like, I get distracted by your hair or something most of the time. I was like, it might be looking like I'm looking in your eyes, but I'm staring at your hair, especially if it's colored. Or I'm staring at your hands in, like, your overview, or something close to the back of the wall close to you, or like a shirt, I have to always know where your hands are. So, like, yeah. I was like, you can't take the initiative to be intimate with me whatsoever. Like, you can't, like... So I think I'm more and more like a cat. I was like, you can't approach me. I have to approach you. I have to be in charge, and I have to be the one doing the physical touching. And for the most part, I was like, oh, I can just restrain their hands and it'll be fine. I was like, and it doesn't have to be like handcuffs or something they can't get out of. And obviously, if you're a sub, you want to know that you can fight back and that you can say no and that you can stop it at any time, that you can get out of the situation, that you can get out of the handcuffs, to get out of the ribbon. You know how to get out of the situation because you can be safe and you can escape at all times. And I was like, I just need, like, a little bit of restriction on your hands so I know and I can see your hands at all times and I can feel a little bit more safe. And I feel like I'm more in control of the situation, and I just... Control equals safety because I've never had control and I was never safe. So, control equals safety for me. So, yeah. That's everything I know. Like, I would have to explore more, but if I subbed, like, ever, it would be very rarely. And, yeah. Because like, why would I give control of the situation, and why, it's like, handcuffs and restrictions of any kind, no. I need to be able to flee at a moment's notice. In contracts, no, I was like, maybe you sign one or whatever, but you have to be able to get out of the situation. You have to be able to keep yourself safe. You have to be able to stop the situation at any time. And you have to be and you have to consent all the time. There was this one K-drama that I really liked, but then I freaked out about it because when I rewatched it, I was like, they didn't turn off the faucet. They didn't turn off the sink in the bathroom. And then I had to rewatch that episode most of the time to be like, did they really turn it off? When did they turn it off? And they never did. So then we had to go and find a video of someone turning off the faucet. And I noticed that wasn't just faucets, it's just random things that happen. Okay, no, that was a random thing I talked about my therapist. Oh, yeah, but, it's, like, unforgotten, I think it's just Unforgotten Night, that's what it should be. And it's really sweet at the beginning and everything, and then he's like, and then you're like, oh, even, like, all of his relations were completely consented, and you're like, oh, he like, tied up his partner, though, and, like, he was, like, whips or whatever, and he was, like, more rough, but they consented, and they said that they were okay with it, and that they were okay with the rougher play. But then, like, afterwards, when he undid them, they both realized, hey, actually, yeah, they weren't really into it, and, like, I'm not really a masochist. I thought I was, and I thought I was ready for this, but since I tried it, now I know, yeah, this is not really my thing. This is not for me, it just doesn't work out. I can't do this, like, more, like, hardcore stuff. BDSM. And then who he ends up with going tonight, the entire time, he's like, are you drunk? Are you drunk? Literally, I'm pretty sure I counted correctly 5 times. He got consent every time, and he knew he wasn't drunk. And even, like, when they left together and they got back to the place before they did anything, he also asked again, and I was like, oh my god. Consent 24/7, this man. And then he enjoyed it, and he was fine afterward, and he didn't regret it at all. But he's like, I kind of did it with a stranger, and I gotta go, like, back to work and stuff. And I thought this was, like, a one-night stand. We didn't really talk about starting a relationship. And then you're like, oh my god, he's hot. He's in the mafia, and he's kind of, like, stalking me at work. But for the most part, he was just trying to find me again. Because he really enjoyed the night together, and he's like, hey, most people aren't really, like, a masochist or anything like that, and they can't take what I give and what I want. We just don't usually work out, and it really worked out with us. And I want to explore this more, and he's like, hey, I didn't really know anything much about BDSM, and I just wanted to have fun, and I tried it, and I enjoyed it. And he's like, oh, I'm into it more than I thought I was. And then they got together, and it was super sweet, super cute. I was like, super consensual. I was like, this is accurate. I was like, this is what BDSM is supposed to be. I don't know what the fuck they're showing on TV. This is the standard. And I was like, he was even doing extra. I was like, he asked consent 24/7. I was like, this man is going up and beyond. I was like, my standards for men is rising. Well, for my imaginary characters, men. I don't deal with real men. So, yeah, no, that made me really happy. Yeah, I was like, all right. Oh, the only thing, like, I loved Lisa's and love that, but the only thing that I was annoyed by was the fact that they had, like, the actual audio of, like, a dog barking that they inserted, and I was like, no, I don't like this, I don't want this, because I was like, this is not what I would want with, like, dog play or anything like that. I was like, you don't sound like an animal. I was like, if I want an animal that would have to walk all the time, that would have to take care of, that would have to clean after their poop, that would have to play 24/7, that would be loud and annoying and make all this noise and destroy everything, then you get an actual fucking dog. Max was triggered by the loud noise. It's like, I can't let go. Just can't let go of it. Okay, yeah. So that's everything on the subject. And that I was going to write about in a different video. But yeah. I feel overheated and everything. Bye.